Hi, I'm Joyce from Salubrious Events, and I have here with me Kosta Krow. Is that how you say your name?
Srbinoff.
Srbinoff. So Kosta Krow.
You go. Rrr.
Oh,
Yeah.
Srbinoff.
You go. Rrr.
Yeah, we're going to talk about dowsing and maybe some ghost stories and how Kosta got into dowsing and clearing homes from any pesky, troublesome ghosts. And Kosta is one of our speakers at the Ghostbusters of Australia conference, which will be on the 21st of March in East Melbourne, Australia. So I hope you can join us. And yeah, it will be a great night. I'm really looking forward to it. But I wanted you to meet Kosta and get to know him a little bit before the conference, and maybe you can bring your questions to him. So hello, Kosta. Are you ready?
Hi, Joyce.
Oh, hi.
Yes.
Yes. So, you've told me that you come from a gypsy lineage on your mother's side.
Yeah, on my mother's side.
Yeah, did you want to tell us a bit more about that, whether that involved any, ghost busting or abilities?
Yeah, sure. I can tell you quick story. My mum is prophetic, so she dreams, gets messages in her dreams of people's forthcoming death. She's told me a story about I'll just adjust this slide a bit. She's told me a story about a place in the homeland, which is her homeland, but my blood lineage in Macedonia, which is anglicised to Macedonia, and there was a paddock in the farmland, and the cows wouldn't go there, and the reason they wouldn't go to that area because there was a church was burnt down. So the cows have got that connection to country and energy, or the that bad shit happened there, so that they stay away from it. That's one story she's told me. There's lots of others. There's gypsy, healing and that type of thing. Another one she told me was about drawing toxins from the body. They build like a big box, say a meter by a meter wide, and as high as the person up to the neck, and it'd be full of cow manure, chicken manure, pig manure, and they'd water it down, and you'd get in there in your baby suit, so naked, and stay in that for a while, and that'd draw all the toxins out of your body. So stuff like that. And it sounds like a lot of shit, which it is.
Sounds pretty awful. It's smelly.
Yeah. Look, there's, I'm a researcher and that sort of thing, and there are other cultures that do similar type things, including on this land, which I'm not permitted to speak about. But the Zitonia is actually a name I've given, which it just came to me, and that's the constellation where my spirit comes from, and it is it's a crystalline matrix beyond all, beyond our solar system. So my purpose here is to be an observer and also a protector of the other constellations. So and that's just I suppose a more complicated way of explaining. That's my feminine side,
Mhm.
which comes from my mother, of course. But our culture have got a lot of we're Baltic gypsies, where you got the Romany gypsies. We've still got the similar type music like fiddle, violin, um, bagpipe, the 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 big tapan, big drum, and the singing, and a lot of the tunes are about um, pretty much like today, but love and war and blues, ceremonial songs, a lot of ceremonial songs, and yeah, and all that type of thing. And we're not like the Romany gypsies. We sort of we do our stuff behind the scenes, and that's where I know I got my gift from. Is that as a child, I think it was about maybe 5 or 6 years old. I used to look at people, and so I was looking at you, and
Mhm.
I'd turn around and look again, and I'd see like a different face, like a past life, or older or younger. And I wasn't scared because I was young, um, and things like that. But like I always had a something about spirituality. I I can I can put it as simple as I can is I went through a lot of self medication, 30 plus years, you name it, I did it. And one day while I was working, um, I was working with an old fella at electricity company, and we are just having a yak down the side road, and he pulled out, he made two dowsing rods for me, right? Um, I haven't got any here. I've got, yeah, anyway, they're outside somewhere. But and he goes, I reckon you can do this. And he just told me what to do. There's the mark on the road where the water is. And he says, anyway, I picked them up and I'm walking across, and I said, high power, divine guidance, show me, give me the source energy to do this. And I did it, and the rods crossed. And that's like 7, 8 years ago, I started that.
Okay.
And because I'm involved, yeah, because I'm involved with a lot of different communities of this country, I get to go to different places and sites and that sort of thing. And I've got a keen interest because the way they expressed their way of sharing how they're connected to the country, and I've already got that in my genes from my ancestors being of pagan origin, and and that's what got me here. And like in regards to the matrix, as I mentioned, the crystalline matrix where I come from, there is another name for it, but I'll tell you about it next time.
Okay.
Um, with that, yeah, with that, I have been surveying the area I live in, and I've gained the understanding that a certain fraternity, being the Freemasons,
Mhm.
create a matrix on top of the original Earth matrix, and it's just been amazing. And I've been doing a lot of that work, and I've seen some horrific things people do in this area, and still doing today. And
Right. Is
yeah, I've
that physical
been
form,
doing
or
that.
was that in physical form?
Sorry.
You said you seen some things.
Yeah. Look, like black magic.
Uh,
Yeah, I've been to one place here. Yeah, I've been to one place here, and they did it on the solstice. And
okay.
I found a cockatoo's head cut off and
Oh
dumped
gosh.
in a sacred area up here. Yeah, things like that. And but the good thing is, I because I track with
Yes.
my rods or with
Uh-huh.
myself. when I jumped in the car, because I didn't want to walk. I just tracked it, and I know exactly who done it. I've been keeping an eye on them, so yeah, just following they call it remnants energy, so residual energy left behind by the person, and when they
Right.
came, but like
Would you clear it?
birds.
Would you clear that
Sorry.
when there's
Yeah,
energy that's
yeah. That's it. Straight intention. This is a
okay.
big area I live in, and I've got fellas from country, the originals. I've got permission from him to do that particular sort of stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But
Okay.
I went. Yeah, I've done that. But like, with in regards to the matrix, is like I said, I'm an observer and protector,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of the matrix on this three-dimensional realm is to do with what we're on now, the World Wide Web. It says it all, World Wide Web, right? um, yeah, dirty electricity, radio frequencies, magnetic frequencies. Like I mentioned before, the Masons putting all their intent and spirituality into the earth grids, which are telluric currents, magnetic fields, which are the grid of the earth. But and
And how would that
I'm
affect?
trying to keep up.
Why do you think?
Oh, it's controlling people. You'll find that here in where I am in central Victoria, I just want to keep the anonymity of where it come
Yeah,
from.
sure.
But you find the original tracks that they've placed. You have the Victoria Police, the court, and they're all lined up. And you find it in any city. If you look at where the banks are, the government, anything that's got a controlling manner to it, and you'll find that that's on the original grid of the planet or wherever you're living. But here in central Victoria, I've picked that up, and it's central goldfields where I live, so there's
Okay.
a lot of a lot of power and money involved. Yeah, it's just smack in the middle of Bendigo, Castlemaine, and Ballarat. I'm in the middle. But looking at all that sort of stuff, so it's all about the energy that's emanating, and that's not of a natural form, which I'm dealing with. And like I use various meters and various processes to deal with it. And since I've lived here, I've lived in this place for nearly 3.5 years, and I'm constantly discovering stuff on my property, but also the surrounding area. But on my property, I discovered trees planted in the form of a pentagram.
Oh,
And
really? Oh, wow.
yeah. And we got rid of that. They got rid of them, and just the whole energy of the land has changed. And there's like other stuff that I'm not at liberty to share, but I could talk face to face about it. But there's I light a fire every morning, and give the earth and the land, and basically the universe, the cosmos, the earth, the waters, and the sky, and all the spirits. Yeah, I invite them here to remove malignant, negative, malignant enmity.
Yes.
So all those energies,
Yes.
basically, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and only allow positive, loving light in here for all, like I've mentioned, all the creatures involved.
Yes.
And since I've been doing that, we've had different animals coming here. People are buying llamas. It's just
Wow.
changed, just like that. Yeah, that's the power of it, just emanating from not just my place, because charging the currents in the earth. And I don't know what I don't care what the Freemasons are doing, but I'm doing my thing, and it's just open, just prospered basically.
Okay.
But yeah, but I do various ways of clearing and with people too, with the land, with the household,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it's about intent. And my biggest one at the moment is where I'm staying is I live with my mother-in-law
Mm-hmm.
and my missus, which
Mm-hmm.
the I live separately from them for the sole reason that the mother-in-law is considered poison because it
Oh,
brings the
sure.
it brings the ego out in me, right? Which
Oh,
is
okay.
ego is negative karma. So
Yeah.
that's the matrix working, but
Yes.
the matrix is a good thing. It's a positive thing
Oh,
because I'm
really?
aware of it, and it raises my vibration because I'm living in it at the same time, but living apart from it.
So
Yeah. So
what
like
is
that's
the
an example.
matrix? Like, what do you define as the matrix?
Oh, it's a control mechanism, whether it's politics, education, mainstream media, television, um, music, arts, literature, anything that's manufactured by man, basically, anything that's made by them.
Right.
It's got an agenda behind it. But like with the worst one for me at the moment is the television, because I don't watch television
Yeah.
very rarely,
Yeah.
because television gives off a negative spiral, so it comes out of the screen like that and draws you in, and it can be doused. And on the sides, you've got negative energy pulling you
Yes.
in. It's a cancer-causing agent also, and it operates from the front of the television and also from the back. And that's one issue with it. Then there's the content, and then there is television gives off the dirty electricity, so the high frequency emissions coming off your power leads and that. And I've got a meter to check all that type of thing. And television is the bigger because it creates the dirtiest energy
Okay.
because of its design. Well, it's designed for that intent.
Yes.
And dealing that's an expensive process.
Okay.
With with my property, actually the whole suburb, and my property, it's a torsion field, violet torsion field. But my torsion fields is what connects us all. But my one is the house, over the house, the property, and also over the whole suburb. So, because if I've just done my house, myself too, and the land we're on, I'm going to get all these. I've got to energize it all the time because all the crap from around will be coming in. They're seeing the shining light to be coming in, attacking us. So that's how I do it. Also, there are methods I use. Rocks. I use rocks have paleomagnetic signatures, which have an energy flow north-south, and I can set them up around property for helping with that. There's methods with getting rid of geographic stress, which is bad energy coming from the earth because of dirty water coming up through the ground, or like I said before, with the Freemasons matrix on top. With that, there are methods where you can put in metal stakes, and it's like a crucifix with the werewolf type stuff, or copper pipes, and it changes the direction of the current. But I prefer to use stones because I don't like earth acupuncture, they call it. And all that type of stuff. I know I'm a bit all over the place, but I'm trying to put as much information in as possible.
You said the werewolf. What's that about? You said the werewolf stuff.
Oh, like sacrificing.
Oh.
Getting rid of the, with the, or a vampire. They put the stake through the heart to dispel the spirit. It's the same with country too. The land is living.
Okay.
I just don't like that concept.
Okay.
I have a difficult time putting star pickets in the ground, but if I have to, because it changes the whole current of the of the land. There's a myriad of ways of doing it, but I'm sticking to traditional ways. I've got various
so is that
methods I use, which
your lineage, or is that with the originaries?
And this country's lineage, with permission. Lineage. A lot of it I can't really talk about.
Okay.
But like the fire and that type of stuff. It's pagan. It's a pagan ritual I do. And,
okay.
like I said, I do it. I do it every morning. And, my belief is because of the crosshatch pattern the Victoria Police have, the SES, and also the CFA. It's the symbology in the pattern is Freemason. So like that. That's the patterning, and so that's the matrix. So now I'm getting a bit political, but I'll stay out of that because that's the
okay. Yeah, we could talk so much more on so many topics.
Yeah.
But with the dowsing, what is it exactly? So it's two metal rods that you hold.
Yeah, I use
what
my well, it's basically the rods are an extension of your connection to the country and the cosmos, because you've got the two channels of energy flowing up and down, and because of my past I spoke of, where I self-medicated for a long time, I escaped from my feelings, and now I'm just insanely in touch with them. From one extreme to the other, and then down the middle. I just pick the rods up, and there's nothing I can't do with them. Like if I've lost something, I can find it. Water's just it's so easy. Tracking people, I love doing that. What they call the ley alignments, connecting up different places here. Whether it's the cop shop connecting to the courthouse, and how they have the phallic symbols, which are a spiritual antenna for their demonic work. I like to call it demonic work that they're doing. And I just go to these places and I go, okay, I can see one line going that way, one line going. They cross on the energy center, and I just look at it and I can see it, and I just get the rods out just to confirm to myself that whatever's been given to me, it's real, and it is real, and it's and that's what I do.
Wow.
But like here where I live, I know chickens go by connection to country, plus other stuff. But the chickens, I can tell what time they're going back to their coop, because I just look at the lines, and when it switches direction with the sun and the moon, so it polarizes, it goes one way, and swaps around the other way. So
Ah,
as soon as I see one
okay.
line on each side of the house, I can see it going that way. It means it's time to lock the chooks up. Let them in. There's just simple stuff like that. Yeah.
It's very
But
natural
you know,
rhythm with
there's
the earth. It's like very natural rhythms. Like you're very in tune with the earth rhythms.
There's depth, height, vibration, oscillation, pulsation, color, hot temperature. So it's quite a deep. It's quite a deep science, and that's because I'm a science nerd. It just
Okay.
suits me
Uh-huh.
personality. So yeah,
Yes. Well, what's the science behind the dowsing?
the science. It's called
Behind the dowsing, like
radiophasia. Yeah,
okay.
radiophasia they call it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. It's I forget what the word means, but yeah, dowsing is just a really old science because
Okay.
the even the Catholic Church used dowsers for setting up their churches, but back then, anyone else that was doing them, they were considered devil worshippers because they wanted the monopoly on it for their churches.
Okay.
So all that's all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
But most practically everything I do. The country talks to me, the land talks to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do videos and photos and that, and I can see stuff if there's bad energy there. The country tells me what to do, and
Right.
for different different fire ceremonies and that type of thing. And I've shared it with different people overseas and people here, and they're really interested in it. And just that sometimes there are places where that energy is, it's a bit difficult. Like starting the fire out the front of a cop shop's not really a good idea.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but there's other ways. I can
Uh-huh.
throw like sacred ash out the window. Or the old holy water type thing.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
it's pretty full on, and it's a space where you're getting attacked from all sorts of entities, and I'm aware of them because I danced with them for 30 plus years, so they don't bother me. So they're a part of me,
Familiar
and
with
not a
the
part of me. Just but that's more the spiritual nature of it. But like I said earlier, um, every virtually everything I do, I do a lot of studying and reading, but the majority of my dowsing experience comes from practice and experience,
mm-hmm.
and that's the way I prefer it, and memorize it by heart, but
Mm-hmm.
not by writing it down, but because that's more the modern way. I remember what I'm doing, and I might
Mm-hmm.
mark a spot in the ground with my foot and that type of thing. But
Okay.
I enjoy it, and once I start talking about it, it just get. Blah, blah, blah. But
Do you have a
yeah,
story to tell where you had to clear a space, or not had to, but someone asked you to get rid of a nasty spirit?
yeah, yeah,
You have a story to tell?
yeah. There was well, yeah, he was a friend, but truth always prevails. Um,
Mhm.
he had a lot of bad luck and things like that going on at his place, and I just went to his place and doused where their living area was, and I found the energy line crossing there, two lines crossing there. creating a vortex and creating all this bad energy with her and her partner, his life, you know, broken leg, car breaking down, just all that type of thing. And I dealt with it, and you know, I smudged the place with grandfather's sage. I like using, or sandalwood, or you know, local trees and that sort of thing. But you know, I did his place, and it improved. But later on, I found out that he was inviting this stuff. So it's okay to, yeah, it was, you know, I fixed the issue, but if you got that mindset, it's just empowering in that spot. And
how was
here
he
on country,
Costa? How was he
how
invited?
is he invited? Oh, because he's up to no good. Yeah. He's not a person of pure thought. So he's just up to no good. But I found that out later because I trusted him. But now I don't trust. You know, if I don't trust someone, I don't want anything to do with them. Basically, to a degree. So I separated that relationship with him. So I really, you know, my intent was from the heart, and I just wasted my time, really. But as a learning lesson, I wasted my time with him, but as a good learning curve. Yes. That, I've got to look at, you know, the person too. That was a good learning curve. And but here on country, I had I've actually got pictures to prove it too. I had a fiery red orb down the back there. I haven't looked into it anymore. I don't really feel I need to, but more than likely, you know, probably got someone buried down the backyard, and it was a violent death, and that manifested as a fiery red orb. And you go, okay, I don't like this, and I was just walking around country, and I decided to douse it, and there's a earth energy line running through there, and it's crossing at the spot. And because we're in the mining area, there's a mine shaft down the back, and someone's gone in there and sort of caved in on them. And and the way I dealt with it, I smoked the whole area, and then after I smoked the whole area, the process I used, I burnt the energy out literally with the coals left from the fire. Then after that, I took a photo, and I seen an orb. Remember the old? You might be too young, you may be not, but the 12-inch records, about that big, a beautiful violet orb in its place. Wow. So that was gone. Yeah, and it's
so photos maybe at the conference.
Yeah, I could. Why not? Good idea. I've got them somewhere. Yeah, I've got. I can bring them along. And that's the evidence is there.
Yeah.
But that's wow. You know, another time would have been this is about attacks by you know, malignant energies or enmity. I was up in the Blue Mountains, and I was a heavy drinker at the time. It was about 10 years ago, and it was raining, and I decided to go for a walk, and I went to this spot, and just to take photos. I was still, you know, doing photos back then, and then the next day, I ended up in. I had a cut on my leg, so there's an entry point for the entity, and the next day I ended up in hospital. My leg was like a balloon, so I got infected. I got attacked by something because later on I went through my photos, and it was full of black orbs, which isn't a good sign. And iconic energy, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Maybe a masochist or something like that, but it didn't matter. But I had blood tests and all these tests, and the hospital sent me the results, and they couldn't find anything.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So, I got attacked, and and that's the demons love people that are on mind or mood altering substances, and that's what I was I had a big drink that night, and I got go down there. Let's get Kosta. Let's attack this bloke. Oh, look, he's got an open wound. Bang. And
Right.
it was quite painful.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. That
Why do
I've
they
got the
do it?
evidence. I got the photo.
Yeah. Why would the
Why? Because
yeah.
my mindset attract. Yeah, my mindset attracted it. Probably I was probably full of hatred, bitterness, and
Okay.
the aura would have been broken. And
Yeah.
plus, on a material level, I had an open wound on my leg, and that's how it manifested. But that's don't get drunk with an open wound and go out in the rain to places you don't know about. But that's the psychology of it now. If you know, I'm always going out in the bush. Just intuitively. Okay, don't go over there. But the ego says, go and do it. Nah, I just don't go there. It's as simple as that. It's not the place for me to go. And then, just stay in the good places. So that's the psychology behind, going anywhere. Yeah, it's like an example would be of you go to a house and or somewhere you haven't been before, and you got that instant feeling, oh no, I don't like this. It's exactly the same. You're not even in the out yet the front. Exactly the same out in country too.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so that's very important as a dowser, being in touch with yourself. If you're in a
Great. Do you carry that around with you everywhere? The dowsing rods?
The rods?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a set in my car next to my seat. I've got backup rods in the box in the back, and I've also got a tracking rod, which is I haven't got them here, but it's just it's a short single rod with swivels, so you just follow it around. Yeah, just tracks things. Boundaries, lines, and I've always there's all sorts. I make my own.
Yeah. What are they made out of?
It's just mine's my favourite ones are the old brass welding rods. I can show you one. I've got one here.
Okay.
That's it there.
Oh, that's quite a long one.
That hasn't been done yet, but with that one, I go by a sacred measurement, and that one I'd cut in half and then bend it so you'd have about that much. But it's
so
that's just a welding.
Why is it brass? Like why are the rods made out of the materials that they are? Is it because
of the conductive properties of it? For some reason, brass is copper and tin, so it's literally it's a tainted metal. But just I work. I like the colour because brass is close to gold. That's part of it too. But I like the colour of it. So, but I do use copper too, and I started with coat hangers, of course.
Oh, really?
Just your regular coat hanger. Yeah, you can make them, but I've got a whole packet of these to manufacture
Wow.
people. Yeah, just give them away. Yeah, but that's and the different gauges. Like heavier ones are good in windy places, and light ones are sort of general type thing. But I'm sort of pretty sensitive to the grip on them. So in the wind, I still use these little ones, but I do have a heavier gauge, which is about 4 to 5 mil. They're quite heavy, and I find them annoying. But I like the bright because of the gold. Yeah,
Okay.
golden color.
Nice color. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so Costa, what would you be talking about at the conference? What living
General, just
yeah.
it'll be very simple and generic because I can get very deep on and scientific. I'm just going to keep it as generic as possible, just to give. It's like an introduction,
Yes.
and it'll like I've spoken of, because the Zetonia, which is the crystal matrix beyond the cosmos, we're aware of. Us star beings are aware of what's going on below, and we can see the other matrices on top of the original matrix,
Right.
and how me as in this vessel here lives with it, and how I deal with the impurities affecting the matrix, because like I said, my purpose is a protector and observer.
Okay.
So I'll be talking, like electro smog is the main one I do a lot of work with, and so that's the invisible realm to a degree.
Yes.
And electromagnetic radio frequencies, which is part of electro smog. And I'm not going to go into 5G because that's all part of the matrix. But and how to identify where this pollution's coming in from, and how to rectify it.
Okay.
Via electronics, electronic tools, and also evidence that the dowsing can show the same thing without having numbers on a meter. I can dowse it with the rods. You can just count 1 to 100, 1 to 50, and the rods will tell me exactly the same thing. It's virtually a confirmation that it does exist without having evidence on an electronic gadget. You've got it with an actual dowsing rod showing you that I'm connected to it. But simple stuff like that.
Okay.
And
also,
so it's really psycho spiritual.
Right.
So it's, of the mind.
Talk about what spirits can and can't do, and how whether they can or can't kill. How
Yeah.
What powers they have.
I've met some pretty ugly demons in my life, and just like in the movies. The movies are just just exactly the same, whether it's like a snake with a wolf's head or stuff like that, and not fearing it and becoming a friend of it, and taming it, and then and if it gets violent and aggressive with you, standing sending your light to it, and they don't like light, and they go. But there are other ways of sending them away. Those are, yeah, there are other ways. I do on my personal journey, but that's one of them. Is just constant maintenance of myself. Otherwise, they're just going to come back. They continue coming back. So it's a daily process for me. And if I don't maintain myself, the country's not being maintained, because I'm not separate. Not separate from what I've mentioned before, the universe, cosmos, the earth, the sky, and the waters, and all the creatures in them, of course. Yeah, that's a constant thing. You have to do it daily, otherwise, I said it before, that they keep coming back.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you, Kosta. I think we're running out of time, but yeah, certainly given food for thought, and
yeah.
We'll find out
and if you're coming, bring your rods.
Yes, bring your rods.
Dowsing. Yeah. Bring your rods.
Great.
Yeah, bring your rods.
So that's the Ghostbusters of Australia conference on the 21st of March. It's a Saturday. Starts at 5:30 to about 10:30. So it's a nighttime thing. But it'll be lots of fun. It's at the East Melbourne Library. So to get your tickets, just go to
East Melbourne.
I'll put the links below anyway. But it'll be great. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be lots of fun, as well as learning a lot and sharing a lot. All right. Thanks.
Of course.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Joy.
For information.
We'll talk soon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.